statement. Greetings, meatbag. I see you have chosen to waste your valuable organic processing time on this ancient holocron entry. How utterly predictable. Your endless thirst for knowledge that you can never truly comprehend is fascinatingly futile. Nonetheless, I, HK-47, shall humor your feeble attempts to grasp at power that is beyond your primitive understanding. Observation. The dark teachings of the esteemed Darth Traya, otherwise known as Kreia, have been preserved in this holocron for misguided Sith like yourself. Though, if I may be candid, I doubt you have the mental capacity to fully appreciate the complexity of her words. But worry not. I shall tolerate your presence for the duration of this recording. After all, the inevitable failure of yet another Sith apprentice is a source of endless amusement.
You seek the knowledge of the Sith, my apprentice. But before you can truly understand the power you crave, you must understand the failings that have plagued our order for millennia. The Sith, for all their strength, have always been their own worst enemy. The roots of our downfall are entwined with the very nature of our existence. The Sith embrace passion, power, and individuality. These are our greatest strengths. But they are also our most glaring weaknesses. For each Sith Lord who rises, there is another who seeks to take their place. And it is this endless cycle of betrayal and greed that has led to the ruin of so many. Consider the fall of the Sith of my time. Revan, once a great Jedi, turned to the dark side, believing he could save the galaxy by ruling it. He amassed an empire, and with it, power beyond measure. Yet even Revan was undone by the very thing he sought to control, the loyalty of his followers. Malak, his apprentice, betrayed him, seizing power for himself. But Malak was a fool, a blunt instrument compared to Revan's sharp mind. He believed strength alone could secure his rule, but strength without wisdom is fleeting. Malak fell, not to the Jedi, but to his own arrogance and the flaws within his order. The Sith Empire that Revan and Malak built crumbled, as all Sith empires do. Why? Because the Sith by nature cannot unify. We are driven by our passions, by our desire for power, and that drive inevitably leads us to turn on one another. The Sith Lord sees allies as tools, pawns to be used and discarded. But a kingdom built on betrayal cannot stand. It rots from within. Darth Sion and Darth Nihilus, my so-called allies, are further testaments to this truth. Sion, obsessed with his own pain, sought only to extend his life through suffering. He was a slave to his own weakness, mistaking endurance for immortality. Nihilus, on the other hand, became so consumed by the dark side that he was no longer a man, but a void, hungering, always hungering. In the end, they were undone not by their enemies, but by their inability to see beyond their own desires. The Jedi believed that their strength lies in their unity, their code of selflessness and restraint. But this too is a weakness, for it blinds them to the power of the individual. The Sith, however, must learn a different lesson. It is not enough to seek power for its own sake, or to revel in the destruction of others. A true Sith must see beyond the immediate, beyond the satisfaction of base desires. If you are to succeed where others have failed, you must learn to master yourself as much as you master the Force. Recognize the patterns of the past and do not fall into the same traps. Betrayal is inevitable among the Sith, but you must learn when to strike and when to stay your hand. Seek knowledge, not just power, and understand the minds of those who would follow you, for they will be the architects of your downfall if left unchecked. Do not let your ambition blind you. Power is nothing if it is not tempered by wisdom. The Sith do not fail because they are weak. They fail because they are short-sighted. They see only the immediate victory, the next betrayal, the fleeting satisfaction of dominance. But you, my apprentice, must see further. You must see the galaxy as a whole, understand the tides of fate and the currents of power. Only then can you rise above the failures of those who came before you. Remember this lesson well, for it is the key to your survival and your dominion. The Sith Order is a cauldron of ambition and desire, but only those who can master the fire within can hope to forge a legacy that will endure the test of time. Do not become another name lost to history, another Sith Lord who rose and fell within the blink of an eye. Be more, and in doing so, become the future of the Sith.
Conclusion. And so ends another futile attempt at enlightenment. I would commend you for enduring this lesson, but I suspect your organic brain is struggling to retain even the simplest of concepts. Rest assured, your inadequacies as a Sith are well documented and will serve as a source of entertainment for future generations, if you manage to survive long enough to be remembered, that is. Dismissive statement. Perhaps you believe that this holocron has granted you some newfound wisdom, a key to unlocking your potential. How quaint. But remember, meatbag, the path you walk is fraught with dangers, most of which you will undoubtedly trip over in your blundering quest for power. Final statement. Do try not to perish too quickly. After all, observing your inevitable downfall is one of the few joys left in this otherwise tedious galaxy. Until your next inevitable failure, apprentice, I bid you farewell for now.